We recently just wrapped up NBA All-Star Weekend, and it was pretty polarizing to say the least. However, I think most of us can agree that there was more bad than good. Starting with Friday night, we of course had the Celebrity All-Star Game and then the NBA Rising Stars Game. Now, the Celebrity All-Star Game is pretty much what it is every year. You get a bunch of celebrities, maybe some WNBA players, both past and present, and you get some athletes from some other sports. Now, 99% of the time, the celebrities play like trash, the WNBA players play pretty decent, and then usually the players from other sports, mainly the NFL, show out. And that's what we saw 2 years ago with Myles Garrett, last year with DK Metcalf, and this year with Micah Parson, Puka Nacua, and CJ Stroud. So thank you to those three for bringing the most excitement to the game this year. Now at this point, the Rising Stars game is probably becoming the second best event during All-Star Weekend. At first, I wasn't on board with the whole 4 different teams, a tournament style, first team to 40, but after the last couple years, I think it's actually a better idea than just doing a straight up game between the 2 teams. The 4-team tournament format seems to bring out more competitive fire between the players. Now most of them don't start taking it seriously until the middle parts, and especially when we get to the end, and by that point things get very competitive and it feels like a real game with actual stakes. And you have to remember, these are still very young stars with a lot to prove. And we should also give a special thanks and shout out to Ben Mathurin for setting the tone and firing up the competitive spirit.
Rising Star game, you can't go on me.
And things just got serious.
Even the Rising Star game, you can't go on me.
Listen to this trash talk.
You said what? I said, even the Rising Star game, you can't go on me. Wow.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
This is what we want. It's spicy right now.
This is the guy that plays for the Pacers against the kid that grew up as Indiana's son. And look at Ivy right now.
Ivy got that look in his eye.
Now, let's move on to Saturday night, and we'll start with the skills challenge. Now, the skills challenge is neither really good or really bad. It's kind of just in the middle, but it can get bogged down with a lack of effort, which I've seen from some players throughout the years. And a good example of this from Saturday night is Anthony Edwards shooting left-handed threes.
Oh, he's shooting lefty. Come on, man. Come on, man. Shoot it regular.
Yeah, he's going to have to here. The 2-time All-Star going with the offhand shot.
I'm not mad at him.
Yep.
Oh, he killed it.
Now, I get this is a fun event and players are just trying to have fun, but we do want to see these players actually trying to win. And so I'm with Victor Wembanyama here when he says they wanted to have fun. Fun is winning.
You did good when your teammates were shooting left-handed, though. What are you going to do?
Apparently, yeah. I mean, yeah, they wanted to have fun, you know. Fun is winning.
I also think they should go back to the method of the old skills challenge, where they get a bunch of talented players and guards, do a series of challenges on the court, passing through hoops, dribbling around defenders, shooting threes, etc., and they individually compete to see who gets the best time. And Tyrese Haliburton also seems to be in agreement with that.
I wish we were doing the original skills challenge where it was like by yourself and I had to pass through cones and stuff.
Like you want that single skills competition?
The original. I want to go back to the originals, do the cones, the layup, throw through defenders. I want to do all that, yeah.
Now let's move on to the 3-point contest. And there isn't really much to be said here. Everyone already knows that this is the best event during All-Star Weekend, and it proved that again last night with so many top competitors shooting the lights out. Everyone getting 26 was exciting, all the different tiebreakers, and then Dame finishing it off with back-to-back 3-point champion titles. Steph and Sabrina tore the house down. I think this is one of the most watched events in recent years, and even got more viewership than the actual 3-point contest. Steph and Sabrina delivered fantastic performances, with Sabrina actually matching the top score from all the contestants of the actual 3-point contest. Steph took the win here by having the highest score, not just against Sabrina, but even amongst all the 3-point contestants. But, I mean, what else do we really expect? And I agree with the masses. Next year, for All-Star Weekend in the Bay, we need some combination of Steph Dame, Caitlin Clark and Sabrina, or Steph Clay, Caitlin Sabrina, Steph Caitlin, Sabrina Clay, Steph Sabrina, Caitlin Dame, whatever it is, we need some combination of that. And lastly, let's get to the dunk contest. McClung delivered another great performance, winning his second dunk contest champion in a row, and while his performance wasn't as electric as last year, it was still much better than every one of the contestants in this year's dunk contest. And I still don't know how in the world his first dunk did not get a 50. That was absolutely ridiculous.
It is incredible. Look at him. That is not normal. That is not normal.
This should be 50 across the board.
Oh, they tripping. They tripping. Don't tell me, man. What?
I also don't know how Jaylen Brown got to the finals, but maybe the league just wanted to send a message that stars should do the dunk contest more and shouldn't be afraid. However, I do want to give my respect to Jaylen Brown for being one of the few stars in recent years to actually have the balls to do the dunk contest. Now, everyone says the dunk contest sucks, and they're right, it does suck, but I actually don't know how to fix it. See, I think the problem with the dunk contest is that we've just seen all these dunks before, so it just takes so much more to really get us out of our seats. Most of the things that are actually humanly possible, we've just already seen. If you compare a lot of these dunks from the last few years to the ones from the 80s and 90s, they actually seem way more impressive, and they would be getting 50s in that era. The difference is back then, a lot of those dunks were never seen before, and so they just blew our minds. But now it requires so much more, and the bar can only be raised so high. So I actually don't know what can be done to fix the dunk contest, but it might actually need to be moved to before the 3-point contest. And finally, we get to the All-Star game. With the All-Star game going back to East versus West, and Adam Silver's comments, we thought we would actually be in store for a pretty good game. But instead, what we got was one of the worst All-Star games I've ever seen, and probably the worst one I can remember. This might actually be the worst All-Star game we've ever had, the most points scored in an All-Star game ever with 211, the most combined points scored in an All-Star game. This game was never even close after the second quarter. It was just terrible all around. I can't even think of one redeeming quality from the game. I'm sorry, Adam Silver, your players let you down. At this point, I don't know what can fix the All-Star game either. Players would just never really care, and no one wants to get injured. Back in the day, it was more competitive, but players' mindsets back then were also just very different. Actually, that's not entirely accurate. Usually in the All-Star games of recent years, no one really tries, but it comes down to the wire because in the fourth quarter, it's a close game. Just 2 years ago, we had this as the final possession.
Look at LeBron calling for it, Reg.
And he is from Mathurin.
Let's do it.
Cleveland.
Let's do it in Cleveland. Cleveland.
This is for you.
Got it. That's a winner. Cleveland. This is for you.
And we all remember how 2020 went.
With a chance to win it with a 3. Harden. No foul call, and now we get a call. He hits look at a late call. Embiid backing James. Embiid takes him down low, lost his footing, may have traveled.
We got a call. Foul on LeBron.
LeBron played by Giannis.
Captains guarding one another.
There's a pass to Davis, and we got a whistle. A foul is called, so Davis to the line. He can win it at the foul line. This is on the first.
Wait a minute.
It's not over yet.
Wait a minute. Are you kidding me?
Team LeBron has won it.
So yeah, the main issue with this All-Star game in comparison to recent years is that it was just never close from the second quarter on. And therefore, we never got a chance to see players actually playing defense and trying hard in the fourth quarter. And so, we got what we got. Also, shout out to Dame for winning both the 3-point contest and the All-Star Game MVP. He's had a rough season this year, both on and off the court, and so I'm just happy he was able to have fun this weekend.
2024 Kobe Bryant MVP trophy goes to Damian Lillard.